Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, Wojciech Beran's School of Cycling. Training blog. Annual cycling training plan. In today's episode of Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, we're going to tell you what the training year of a cyclist should look like. Due to the fact that the cycling season is long, your performance should improve step by step. Gradually, you are able to ride longer and faster. It takes less time to recover, and you slowly get into good shape. It sounds simple, but in fact, it's rather complicated. In today's episode, we're going to tell you how to continue making progress without getting overtrained and still enjoy your training. Every athlete who wants to be successful needs to train systematically throughout the whole year. The target is to train your body to cope well with the intensive load during a race. Looking at the top athletes, the cycling training session starts in November and lasts until October of the following year. In general, there are 4 basic periods: preliminary, pre-race, racing, and transitional period. At the start of the cycling year, when the preliminary period is about to start, every cyclist should focus on a gradual introduction of the regular training load that is to come. The training should be volume focused, and the training program should include a range of exercises with the aim of exercising all the muscle groups. Cyclists often go swimming, running, or they work out in the gym. During winter, cyclists spend more time on their bikes, and as the total volume of the training hours grow, they start to focus on developing their power endurance more. Cross-country skiing is a suitable supplementary sport, which provides a complex way to exercise the whole body. You can also play ice hockey or any other collective sports, which are a great way to develop your dynamic strength. Swimming is also very beneficial as it strengthens your breathing apparatus and teaches you to work with oxygen effectively. As spring approaches, cyclists slowly start to look forward to turning their general fitness into the required cycling endurance they will need for racing. During your training week in this period, you should focus on maximal volume of kilometers. Along with the ridden kilometers, you will feel stronger, and you will soon be ready to include some gentle climbs into your training program. You should also start adding more and more intensive elements into your training sessions, so your body slowly adapts to intensity. In the pre-race period, the training volume should be reduced. In your weekly routine, you can add some additional short races, which will help you adapt to the higher speed and heart rate. The training load depends on the type of races you aim for. The profile, length, and intensity of the training should be specified according to the character of the planned race. In case you prepare for short and intensive races with a flat profile, you should go for a few intensive intervals in flat or slightly undulated terrain. If you feel the need to improve your climbing skills, you can include 2 to 3 intensive intervals up a hill. These intervals should be ridden swiftly, just as you would ride in a real race. And at the end of each climbing interval, get off your saddle and sprint full speed all the way over the horizon. This will come in handy when you ride in a group and some of the riders accelerate. Being prepared will keep you in the race. At this point, it is necessary to say that in order to make the most of modern training methods, you need to know your physiological dispositions and current heart rate values. In order to control and overview the training intensity, athletes usually use some kind of a heart rate monitor, which top athletes normally replace with a power meter. So equipped, you will have full control of the intensity you put into your performance. As races themselves require a large volume of energy, the training content during this race period should be fully submitted to this fact. In this case, less often means more, and if you are planning to take part in more races, you need to be in very good physical shape, otherwise your body won't be able to recover. That is why you should regularly train, even in winter, so your body learns to supplement the huge output of energy. Without systematic training led by an experienced trainer, your body will suffer, and instead of improvement, you can experience stagnation or even a drop in your physical performance. In the race season, the training should mainly focus on intensity with intervals in various forms. If you feel tired, go for a compensatory training. The selection and composition of your training should be set by a professional trainer according to your present physical dispositions. After a difficult race, it can take even a whole week for the body to recover fully. If you manage to retain balance between the repeated exhaustion and rest, you have won. Then, with the correct training system, your physical performance will continuously improve until you reach the peak, which can be, through correct systematic training, maintained for 1 to 2 months max. After the peak, there always comes the fall. Due to this fact, trainers usually plan 2 peaks for each season. which are a few months apart in order to provide time and room for another gradual improvement. When the first peak is reached, the season is cut into 2 halves with an active recovery time. This enables the body to recover and start training again for the second half of the season. Without getting a proper rest, it is actually impossible to stay in good shape throughout the whole year. The after-season recovery takes 2 to 3 weeks and it should cover the transitional period. In this time, the athlete should fully recover and get ready for the following year again. In our next episode of Mallorca Cycling Center Academy, we will talk about planning and arranging your weekly training schedule. You have been guided through this episode by our professional trainer, Wojciech Beran, MA. Would you like to make the most of your cycling? Do not hesitate and join our team in Mallorca. Mallorca Cycling Center, the international bicycle rental of BMC and Colnago bikes. International training cycling camps for all age and performance groups. Experienced and certified trainers, guides, mechanics, physiotherapists, and masseurs. Do you want to train in Mallorca? Then come with MallorcaCyclingCenter.com. Join us and make the most of your cycling in Mallorca. Bookings on MallorcaCyclingCenter.com.